It is way past my freaking bedtime. Way past my bedtime. But I think it's pretty cool. I just noticed that Facebook added a new feature. Cross-posting across different pages. This is my first time trying it out. So I am, simulcasting on 3 different pages on Facebook. My primary page is Danielle Leach, and then I have a whole bunch of fan pages, right? But I'm casting also on American Dreamer by Danielle Leach, which is my book page, and like this page to receive a free copy of American Dreamer. Another book page is a promotion. I'm trying this out. But I'm excited a little bit to tell you guys about my night. I got the munchies too. So tonight I went to the Apollo Theater, you guys, for the very first time. I had never been to the Apollo Theater. So I thought I'd get tickets to go, and I did. And I enjoyed myself. I forget how much I paid for the tickets. I was in the left balcony section. But it was actually a good seat and a very good view of the entire stage and everything. So, let me tell you guys from the beginning my experience, right? So, I get to Harlem. I actually took a bus from Upper East Side to Harlem. Straight shot. Like a 20-minute ride. Get to Harlem. I actually got off at the bus. So I had to get me some food. I had to eat because I'm on my belly. So, I got some food. And I walk into the Apollo Theater. And yo, when I get there, the line, I'm like, wait, I see some people in the front. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, here we go. See a crowd of people in the front. And then as I get closer, I'm noticing that, yo, there's a line. So I'm thinking, okay, there's a line. Not a typical, right? So I get to the line. And there are like multiple lines, right? So there's a line, I guess, for VIP. I don't know why my video does this. By the way, you guys, I love this outfit. So this outfit was given to me by a colleague at my workplace at the hospital. She actually got it custom made in Nigeria. Let me model it for you guys. She was like, I got something for you. I was like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. I like it. It's like it was made just for me. So there was like a VIP line. And then I noticed that there was another line where there was a man checking people's vaccination, right? Because the event, as do most events here in New York City, require proof of vaccination. Fully vaccinated, right? So he was checking that, and then the line just kept going. I'm like, oh my gosh, where does the line, like, where's the end of the line? I said that out loud. I was like, where's the end of the line? And someone said, it's all the way around the building. So I'm thinking, okay, they're just exaggerating. It's all the way around the building. You know, come to find out, it was all the way literally around the building of the Apollo Theater. Like, yo. So the Apollo Theater is on 125th Street, right? Had to go all the way at that corner of 125th Street. Bus a right. What is that? Frederick Douglass. Bus a right. And then bus another right to go behind the Apollo Theater building, yo. That's how long the line was. I'm like, so I finally make it. I'm just like, as I'm walking, it felt like the line just kept growing and growing and growing. And eating my almonds. I get to the end of the line. And I'm disgusted, yo. I'm like, I can't believe this. Now, mind you, I get to the Apollo Theater at 7:20. The show starts at 7:30. So you would think by that time they would have seated most people, right, who had got tickets for the theater, but apparently the entire audience of the theater was still outside. So I said, this is freaking unbelievable. This is impossible, really. And then the party behind me was like, yes, it is. Like, I know the show has not started yet. It could not have started yet. Yo, all these people out here. And then it dawned on me like, oh, this is opening night. Meaning like the Apollo Theater, all of the events were shut down, right? Due to the pandemic. So I think this is the very first night of the reopening of the Apollo Theater for amateur night. Shit was fucking lit, right? So I posted a video. You guys can see where I said I was standing outside the Apollo Theater. And I was like, yo, never fucking again. That's what I said to myself because I'm just like, yo, I go to a lot of events, right? All types of industry events, entertainment events, red carpet events in Atlanta, New York, LA. Never have I ever seen a line that long. I'm like, what the fuck? It was unbelievable, y'all. I'm like, can the theaters like fit everyone? I know I got my ticket. So, after standing in the line when I was actually behind the theater, right, on that back row, it started to, like, I was there for maybe, I don't know, 20 minutes, maybe 15, and then it started to move. And I guess at one point, the staff actually started to improve the logistics of it, right? And began to bring people in more efficiently because the system they had, I don't know what the fuck they was doing. Well, I know what the fuck they was doing. They was checking goddamn vaccinations. And they were checking people's bags because they had that kind of security thing set up at the entrance. But I guess at some point they realized, like, yo, it's too many people out here. It's already 7:30. We gotta find a better way to get people in. And someone said, Apollo Theater's been around for a long time. You would think they would have it together by now. Shit was annoying, but they started to move. And basically what they did, they just had people kind of flash their vaccination card and their ID. And then we got a stamp after we flashed it to the guy. And it was moving people in. Then once you get to the actual, you go through the security, the fucking, what they call it, metal detector thing. They wasn't really checking people's bags at that point. Because it was like, the line was fucking super long. I like, yo, the show would not have started until like 10 o'clock if they actually went meticulously through the whole fucking protocol, you know? So they just like did a speedy check-in. And they have some weird ticketing. I want to say the tickets were through Ticketmaster. And they had it where they say they wanted you to like download some app. I didn't do that shit. I'm like, fuck that. So I told the lady, I was like, listen, I got a throwback phone. I have a fucking Android. I didn't download no freaking app. Here's my ticket. She was like, all right, go ahead. Go upstairs. Because got a balcony ticket, right? And then, like, the excitement began. Get upstairs. The show hadn't begun yet. I'm like, okay, thank God. But they have, like, a prelude, like a pre-show before the show. And they have live musicians. I was like, okay. So I get in. And I come across, what do you call those people? Usher. And I asked her, this is on the right side of the balcony, I'm asking her, okay, well, my ticket is left balcony. Where do I go? And she was like, oh, right down here. She didn't know. They get hired the wrong people. She didn't know where the hell. So I go down there on the right side and come to find out those were odd numbers. So I had to, like, come back up and go around to the left side of the balcony. Made it to my seat. And then, yeah, the show kind of began after that, and it was, I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy that I came, and it's actually worth the wait. So by the time I got seated, I think it was about 8 at that point. Yeah, it was like 8 o'clock. The show was supposed to begin at 7:30, right? But it makes no sense for them to begin the show if majority of the audience is outside waiting in line because their fucking system is jacked up. Yeah, I got seated about 8 o'clock, and then they were basically just keeping the crowd entertained by playing music, getting everybody all hyped up. And then the show began, and I was just like, that's what's up. And I had forgot that Nick Cannon was even like one of the co-hosts. It was like the guy who he said he had worked, I guess, for the Apollo for many years. The host, he was introducing Nick Cannon. I was like, okay, that's what's up, Nick Cannon's here. And yeah, it was lit. I really enjoyed it. I liked that there was live music, and I liked that there was live music in conjunction with the actual performances, right? So you had like people singing, like soloists. You had people like playing the piano, dancing, and with their performances, you know, the live band was actually playing. I really enjoyed that. I think that was like, yeah, I felt good. I was like, yes, but you know, of course they have like the mandatory mask mandate, so everybody in the theater is wearing masks, and of course I have my mask with me, but let me go over that mask shit. Now, I have to say, the design of the theater, right? It's like a typical theater, but the steps, yo, them steps are so fucking steep. And, yo, they're narrow. I'm like, I wear a size 9. Sometimes 9.5. And the size of the step is smaller than my freaking foot. Like, seriously, pretty cool. I was wondering if it was worth the wait. Yes, it was definitely worth the wait. It's a whole experience. I had never been to the Apollo Theater, and it's definitely, yo, at least it's an experience. So it's definitely worth the wait. It's worth the money. I mean, granted, the ticket prices for the seat depend on like where your seat is located. So given I got a balcony seat, because I had never been to the Apollo Theater, so I ended up buying the cheapest fucking tickets. And I can't remember what my ticket price was. I think it was like 20 something. You guys can go check the ticket prices out. But this was for opening night. And I think it ranged from like 20 up to, I don't know. I can't even remember what the ticket prices were. I know it was like over $100. But they had like, so in the beginning they had like children performing. And yo, what really took me was the opening act was a 16-year-old girl, and the song that she sung, one of my favorite songs, Andra Day, Will Rise Up. I just felt chills throughout my body. I was just like, okay, it's worth it. When she sung that song, yeah, that's when I felt, okay, the wait, it was worth it. That performance alone, like, that was enough, right? But it was a lot of different talented acts there tonight. It's funny, though, there was, like, a few white people, right? Non-melanated people. And that, I guess, you know, we'll have to say that it takes courage, I think, for them to be there to perform, given, like, we're talking about, this is Harlem, right? Apollo Theater. So we know, so that's a predominantly black neighborhood. The audience is black, but it was white people in the audience. I mean, when I looked up and I looked around in the balcony part, I don't know if my eyes were playing tricks on me, but it seemed to be more white people in the balcony than black. I don't know. I'm like, damn, all these white people. So, yeah, I didn't really get to see, like, okay, who was sitting, like, lower level. But from what I saw on the floor, it was mostly black people on the floor. So they have, like, 3 different sections. It's, like, the floor section closest to the stage, and they have, like, the middle section a little bit higher up from the floor, and then the balcony. So from what I saw down at the lower level, it seemed like black people. And then, like, in the balcony, it was, like, looked like white people, a bunch of white people. But I'm just like, the few acts that they had who were non-melanated, like, yeah, it takes courage, because as the Apollo show goes, like, you get to boo people if you don't like them. And so they had, like, the fans, and, like, on one side it was like, yes, and the other side is like, boo, right? And so you get to actually boo the adults, not the kids. It was like, telling us not to, of course, boo kids, right? But for the adult part of the show, it's like if you don't like them, you can boo them. And it was booing the white people, y'all. I was like, oh, shit. I kind of felt that, to be honest, because it's like, this our shit, y'all. Like, I don't want to come up here, like, give black people a chance. But, yeah, the white acts did not stand a chance. And granted, the white, like, one of the white acts, she was from Brooklyn. She could sing. She had a voice, but she got booed, I think, simply because she was white, yo. And they wanted the black talent to win, which kind of makes sense. It's just like, damn, can we have our own shit? You know what I'm saying? They want to come and they want to integrate and take over. And granted, Harlem is becoming more gentrified, so a lot of white people live in Harlem. It's changing, and not just Harlem, but different parts of Brooklyn. Flatbush, which is known to be predominantly West Indian, you got white people up there, and they building high-rises and modern high-rise buildings, apartments, and condos out there. And white people just moving right on in, and they raising, of course, the prices of the real estate there. So the neighborhoods are changing. Definitely sounds like quite the experience on my bucket list. Yes, Lisa, is definitely worth going to. So like the acts were mostly from New York City, like Harlem, Brooklyn. You did have some from Ohio, like the guy, the pianoist, he killed that shit. They had a guy, this black guy, he was dressed like to part, right? Very like kind of flashy suit, sparkly suit, and shoes to match. It was purple, and they might actually have a recording of this on somewhere on the internet. I'm pretty sure it's gonna make its way on the internet. But yeah, he was good, y'all. I was just like, wow, they got some really nice, like, I would say all of the talent that performed tonight, they were good. Some better than others, but yeah, they were good. They had a dancer, this guy, he was like cutting the fucking rug. Not, unusual from what you see, like typical kind of subway dancers or like the dancers like out in Times Square. But he was pretty good though. I really enjoyed it. So, will I go back? Probably. And if I go back, I think I want to sit like closer to the stage. The audience was filled with some interesting characters. So, of course, down at lower level, those tickets were more expensive. And of course, that kind of reflects upon the type of demographic, people, making decent money. Probably even celebrities themselves. And Nick Cannon, the co-host, spotted a few of the people who were actually like celebrities at the lower level. One of which is some guy. I don't think I ever came across him. I don't think I know him, but they say that he is a good impersonator, and he like does a good impersonation of Denzel Washington. So they had him come up to the stage and like impersonate Denzel, and he did it like to the T. So it was fun. It just felt like, very welcoming kind of environment, and just, how black people we do. We just be ourselves and have fun, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I will definitely go back. But they're going to have to figure something out with that check-in process, because who the hell want to be sitting around here like standing outside waiting to go in? I guess, it makes sense because it's like the opening night. And I heard someone say like it's similar to, I guess, how the Broadway shows are. Because even I've been through like, of course, Manhattan, and they have people standing outside like in a line. You wonder like, damn, what the hell are they in line for? What's going on over there? Right? And there's a long line like wrapped around the building. I could never imagine myself being in such a line, but I actually stood in line because I'm just like, okay, you purchase a ticket, it says like tickets are not refundable. Granted, I don't think my ticket cost that much, but still, it's just like, nah, I'm out here, So I really enjoyed myself. And the show had like an intermission for 10 minutes where you can go down, you can take pictures. I didn't go down and take pictures with the co-host. Nick Cannon was one of the co-hosts, and it's funny, he cracked a joke, which I had posted it on my page with the video, He said that he loves his kids so much that he gave each one of them their own mama. I was just like, yo, it's funny. But the original host, Nick's co-host, kind of big, dark-skinned guy, I like him. Like, he's naturally funny. It seemed like Nick was trying to be funny. But, like, the other guy, yeah, he was just, it was fun. Yeah, I'm about to get ready to go to bed. I'm tired. I do have, I'm going to the hospital in the morning for work. And I have other things lined up, too. Like, I make a conscious effort to just, like, book myself for different events across the city and keep myself, like, balanced, right, with work. Because sometimes people can get so caught up in their work, working so hard, that, damn, they forget to have a personal life. And so, to me, that's really important. So, like, today is Wednesday. I think I have something Friday, Saturday, and even, like, throughout next week. I have events that I'll be going to. So, I'll probably be taking you guys with me. I didn't go live because I just wanted to really, like, sit and enjoy the actual experience. But I do have some clips from the videos I recorded when I was there before I went into the Apollo Theater, and I got a few when I was actually in there, so you guys can check that out. Yes, balance is key. Yes, definitely key. And I leave my work where it's at work. Don't bring it home. And just keep in mind, like, yo, there's other things outside of that. Like, that's one part of my life, right? That's not my life in its totality. So, yeah, I've done this for a while. Make it like a habitual practice and a conscious effort, you know, to make sure that my life is balanced. The only thing I'm missing is some romance. That's a whole nother story. But I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. And feel free to drop your comments below. If you guys have ever been to the Apollo Theater, it's funny because when the pandemic was happening, when I first moved back to New York in 2020, I went by the Apollo Theater. Now, the doors were open, but they just didn't have any events. And I was just curious. Like, I went in there because they had the doors open. I asked the lady, I said, you know, just in here, I want to see, like, what's happening. It's just like, there's nothing happening. I'm just like, but the doors are open. The doors are open, but nothing is happening there. I'm like, okay. So finally, Apollo Theater is back in full effect, and they have shows lined up. So I might have to get me some more tickets. Have a great night. Glad you enjoyed yourself. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that. You guys have a great night soon. I'll catch you guys in the next one.